Viele von Ihnen sind zugeschaltet wegen genau diesem Vortrag, der jetzt kommt, Donna Leon. Donna Leon ist unsere Botschafterin DO-HEALTH und begleitet diesen Anlass jetzt seit 5 Jahren mit viel Engagement und viel Kreativität. Viele der Themen der letzten Jahre waren immer ein wenig von ihr ausgelöst, nicht nur ein wenig. Und Donna Leon lebt das gesunde Altern. Sie hat eine unbändige Energie und inzwischen ist sie eine unverzichtliche Freundin geworden. Donna Leon, darf ich dich auf die Bühne bitten, auf die Kanzel? Und der Vortrag ist Persone, Anziane, alte Menschen. Seien Sie gespannt. Donna, bitteschön.
One of the advantages of being short is that I'm closer to the microphone. I've often read a short story by Catherine Mansfield called Miss Brill. Miss Brill is an English woman, unmarried, of a certain age, living in a small provincial French town in the early part of the 20th century. She scrapes a living by teaching English to children and reading English to an old man. Her single joy in the week is to go to the public gardens for the band concert, where she changes every ugly thing that she sees or hears people say into something that really is happy and peaceful and joyful. The pathos, and to some readers, the horror of the story, is her final realization after 2 young people make fun of her and call her a stupid old thing. She realizes that she is a silly woman and that she is old. During the COVID lockdown, I was fortunately in Zurich, where I spent some months this spring. Like many of you, I did the same walk every day. In my case, off to the Almend to look at the dogs running free and the frogs mating, because it was mating season for the frogs. Twice a week I went to the co-op for everything, and for eggs. I had my Miss Brill moment, and it was a Miss Brill moment, in the co-op, as I stood in front of the self-checkout, scanning my salad, cheese, hummus, and eggs. In back of me was an Italian-speaking woman with 2 kids, 2 little girls. At one point, one of the little kids got close to me, and the mother said, "Claudia, attenzione, le persone anziane." Like Miss Brill, I did not hear the rest of that sentence. Anziane was sufficient. Good grief, I thought. Anziane? Me? Well, I see the face in the mirror every morning. And I wouldn't call it Anziane, but I'm not a neutral judge, am I? But why was I surprised to hear a stranger use that word? And why did it bother me? The woman was merely describing or defining anziana. Una signora anziana. For her, it was an absolutely neutral word. For me, it wasn't a revelation. A revelation. Maybe it was a revolution, because I'm carrying on like this. But it was the truth. On my way home, I thought about this for some time, and I tried to understand why the word anziane, in my case, anziana, was so troubling. I thought about age categories and the way they can be used to discriminate against people, because they are, but we take it for granted. You can't do some things before you are a certain age. Usually that age is 18. You can't marry, you can't sign a contract, you can't borrow money from a bank, you can't get a drink, you can't drive a car, you can't buy a gun, unless you're in America where you have to be 5 years old to buy a gun. You can't buy cigarettes, and you can't vote. There's a clear legal threshold. If you try to do these things when you're 17 and 11 months, the law will stop you from doing those things, or can stop you from doing those things, because the law is trying to protect you. But later, no one cares. As we approach the other end of life, society washes its hands of us. Suddenly, there are no laws that will, or few, that will protect us from our own reckless choices. The same societies that do not hesitate to interfere in the private lives of people near the beginning of their lives refuse to accept responsibility when the same people are nearing the other end of their lives. I've mentioned that adulthood in most societies, many societies, begins at 18. At what age is a person Anziane? When is a person old? What birthday is your last as a person of a certain age, after which you are Anziana or Anziano? Which number changes your legal status? When does the law make you stop driving, drinking, getting married, voting? To the best of my knowledge, there are no such laws. Perhaps because millennia of experience have shown that however similar are the steps on the way to adulthood, there is no clear and determined path as we pass beyond adulthood. Nor is that path the same for everyone. No one is surprised to see that some people can, by exercise, diet, grow stronger and enjoy good health, nor are they surprised to see that others, often through neglect, are not. And now to bring this to our purpose here today, to speak about DO-HEALTH. Those of you who are interested in or enrolled in the program, and those of you who have been attending these meetings for years, have learned that the decrepitude of age is not inevitable, and it is not inescapable. Our bodies, regardless of their age, can still maintain their strength, perhaps even increase it, with exercise and a careful diet. You do not have to be a rocket scientist to understand this. Year by year, the evidence gathered by the DO-HEALTH program grows and emerges more clearly. Following the suggestions of the DO-HEALTH program will help to keep us stronger and in better health as we continue through our lives. We will not become Wonder Women. We will not become supermen, nor is it a guarantee that we will live longer. We will remain anziani, but we will be anziani with an increased likelihood of remaining healthy and strong. This is not magic, and this is not wishful thinking. The statistical evidence shows year by year that the story of Miss Brill can change. We can make her drink her protein powder, eat her daily egg, her vegetables, whole grain bread, a piece of fish or chicken, snack on an orange and a handful of berries, do her balance exercises and stretching, and then go and look in the mirror and say, "Looking good, babe." Thank you.
Donna, stay a moment. Looking good, babe. That's my goal. We are good. I like that. Donna, can I ask you a question? So, all of the things you talked about, you do them? Yeah, every day. Every day. And I heard you do like to add an egg. And, I think the components that you nicely summarized is really what we want to bring across, right? The healthy diet, the activity, the extra protein. But what you also symbolize is this energy and that you are in the middle of life. So I cannot imagine any child thinking of you as a persone. That's right. Excellent. Donna, I have a few presents for you as well. Ein paar. Not a chicken. So, Frau Mink. Genau. So, danke schön. Schokolade, wir müssen ein wenig, man sieht dich nicht. Schokolade für dich. Ich weiß, Donna hat wie ich die gleiche Schwäche für Schokolade. Und das Startset mit den verschiedenen Goodies, die du erwähnt hast. Und noch eine kleine Dekoration für die Weihnachtszeit. Donna, thank you for being here. Virtueller Applaus für Donna Leon.